Previously on Talos Principle 2, Isle of the Blessed. The Green Island has been dealt with for now. 2 more remain to be dealt with.
Checking in. How's it going? Are you having fun?
I just solved my 10th puzzle.
Not too shabby.
Has Byron talked to Alcatraz yet?
No, still nothing. I don't even think they're angry at each other. I think they just have no idea where to start. Like, do you remember how long it took you to ask me out?
I actually wanted to ask you out from the moment I heard your voice, but, you were, you know.
Blown to bits? Trapped in a digital netherworld?
Yeah, it was a bit of an obstacle, but I'm glad I managed to find the courage to ask you out.
So am I.
One of the worst things ever to happen to the arts is the notion that art should have a purpose. That it is a tool for political enlightenment or self-realization, or a replacement for our duties as citizens. This is a form of pompous and cowardly self-flattery that artists are particularly prone to. I speak from experience. No, it is the very fact that art serves no purpose that gives it a touch of the divine. Why does the Creator create? Because he chooses to. What is the purpose of the world? To exist. The same is true of art. Oh, art may be suffused with passion, with themes, even, if you are sufficiently careful, with autobiography. But it is not a tool. Like the Creator, it says, I am that I am. And that is enough.
Looking out at the ocean, and I remembered how Byron once told me that we are all children of the sea. And then I thought about how now we're starting to sail the sea of stars, and then I got this incredibly strange feeling all over my casing.
That's the goosebump simulator. Ancient humans used to get this sensation when experiencing awe. You can turn it off in the settings.
Strange how messy all their senses were. When we experience something, it's so pure. Whereas for them, everything was so wiggly.
from up here is lovely. I can see the whole exhibition.
Uh-huh. Can you see Alcatraz?
Subtle, Melville, subtle. I'll get to it soon.
All right, this has become entirely too silly, and I'm putting an end to it. Adding Alcatraz to the group.
1K, you traitor. Hi. It looks like you added me to the group. Was that on purpose? Yes, it was. Because it's absurd that you're not part of it. And it's ridiculous that we haven't talked in such a long time. And honestly, the only reason for it is that I'm an idiot. I can come up with all sorts of excuses. I was busy. I thought I was respecting your wishes. But none of it really holds up. The truth is, I was just afraid you wouldn't be able to forgive me. There's nothing to forgive, Byron. You did what you thought was right, and I did what I thought was right. That's what it's always been like between us. That's our strength, and, but yes, maybe you are an idiot, but then so am I, because I could have reached out too.
So it's settled. You're both idiots.
Welcome back, Al.
Hello, Yaqut.
What's your biggest project right now?
Expanding the wormhole network so we can get further out into the galaxy. It'll take an enormous amount of infrastructure to do correctly, which is why we're taking it slow. But if we pull it off, it'll be incredible.
How's Pellegrino?
He's learning, which I didn't think possible. Makes me suspicious.
Do you think we'll get it right this time, as a species?
Weirdly, I do. I think we've passed some sort of threshold. I don't know what's next, but I think the old loops are broken.
Tell me about this sensor upgrade you're testing.
It's a side project I'm working on. Biological humans had all sorts of sensory organs that we lack, and that was a significant part of their culture. Seems a shame to limit ourselves to the handful of inputs the Institute managed to slap together before they went extinct.
Got any relationship advice for me?
Just be yourself. People don't like you because of your skills or your intelligence. They like you because you're a decent person. You're funny and compassionate and a good friend. Besides, you'll never be half as smart as Miranda, so why try?
See you later, Melville.
Yaqut, there is one thing that scares me sometimes. Not that things could go wrong, but how close this future came to not happening. 1K would have been perfectly justified in making a different choice. What if we didn't earn this? What if we don't deserve it?
Then we earn it now, by doing it right.
I can work with that.
Yaqut! Bro! No? No, I don't think bro is something I say. Sorry, mate. Just testing out this voice pack. Do I say mate? Mate. Mate, mate, mate. Mate.
Hey, 1K.
So, how have you been? How's Miranda?
We're doing great, thanks.
And what's it like having the founder as your mother-in-law, so to speak?
Cornelius is the one you have to look out for. He's devious.
Ha! Honestly, you're lucky. After everything they did for us, it's amazing that they didn't just set themselves up as king and queen of the robots. They truly believe in everything Alexandra Drennan stood for. Anyway, what can I do for you?
How do you like the exhibition?
It's fun, but the puzzles are a little bit too easy. Byron mentioned that the puzzles in the machine were a lot harder, and I'm kind of sad I missed out on that. But this is also nice. It's kind of chill. Is chill something I say? I think it is.
Looking back, how do you feel about the whole megastructure thing?
Honestly, on some days it seems like a dream. On others, it seems like I'll never experience anything as profound again. I don't just mean the theory of everything. I think no matter what comes next, the most important part of my life was the time I spent with all of you on that island.
I understand what you mean.
Well, that's because you were there. I don't think I could explain this to anyone else, but for me, I think this was the defining experience of my life. And if I can never top that, that's fine. I found my family, and together we changed the course of history. I couldn't have done it without them, and they couldn't have done it without me. Of course, I'm looking forward to the future, but I don't need something that exceeds this.
How's the sensor upgrade? I haven't tried it yet.
It's massively weird and kind of awesome. Also really hard to describe because it's so unique and subjective. I'm not surprised the ancients loved to eat and drink and, you know, all that fun stuff they did with their bodies. When we talk about them, we're always going on about disease and mortality, but we forget that they also experienced a lot of pleasure. And I think we can actually push our own sensations far beyond what our ancestors experienced.
What's the secret to solving puzzles? You're the expert, right?
I'd say a combination of spatial awareness and questioning your own assumptions. The easiest way to get stuck is to decide that things have to work in a particular way and miss other possibilities.
What are your plans for the future?
I really enjoyed all the exploration missions we went on together, so I think I'd like to do more of that. There's so much to see out there. Maybe we'll even find Lithrasir. Although, I do need some downtime to figure myself out. I was thrust into this enormous adventure literally the day I was born. Sometimes I just want to hang around New Jerusalem, reading books and watching movies.
See you around, 1K.
So, what's everyone doing?
I'm just solving puzzles. I've done 14 so far.
Athena and I are enjoying a moment of stillness and contemplating the sublime as it manifests in our environment. I think our ancestors called it chilling.
I'm testing the new sensor upgrades with 1K.
Oh, how's it going? I was curious about those.
These sensations are definitely very strange. But they make the world more interesting. And I think Miranda's right. We can expand them and learn to enjoy existence on a whole new level.
You know, when I was sitting around being useless, sometimes I would read old cookbooks and wonder what it all tasted like. Maybe I need to get with the times and try those upgrades myself. Yaqut, what can I do for you?
How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
To be honest, I haven't done a whole lot since the expedition. Couldn't really figure out my place in the new system. Went hiking with Herman, watched some old movies, just sat back and watched everything change.
How do you like the exhibition?
The location's incredible, but it's the theme that's really gotten to me. Freedom from necessity. In a way, that means freedom from any external purpose. But necessity is what's shaped us, what's given us meaning since we learned to think. The drama of human history is the drama of dealing with necessity.
How is Herman adjusting to not being mayor anymore?
Oh, I don't know. He seems to be enjoying it. He finally has time to go hiking. He's been helping Chansey with the gardening. And he's been finding a lot of excuses to go to Melville's workshop. I think he might be trying to woo her?
Okay, I didn't see that one coming.
Herman's always been a romantic at heart. When you think about it, his whole conception of New Jerusalem and the goal and the founder and all that was very emotional. For all his deceptions and his politicking, that part of his vision was always genuine.
Do you still think 1K made the wrong choice?
I don't know. We haven't destroyed ourselves yet, so that's good. But things have been moving very quickly, and that does worry me. We're doing things in years that took our ancestors centuries. Of course, maybe I'm being irrational. Is there anything inherently wrong about doing something faster? Just because something is different doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. I honestly can't tell anymore.
I'm so glad you're in the group now, Al. It sucked that you weren't there.
Thanks, Yaqut. It was awkward, but I'm glad we finally got it out of our system. You all mean a lot to me, and cutting myself off like that, it just wasn't healthy.
Do you have any relationship advice for me?
Learning how to disagree is the most important part. Being on the same page as someone else is enjoyable, but there will always come a point when you're not. And when it's something really important, it's hard not to let that get in the way. I can't pretend that I've really figured out how to do it consistently, but, yeah.
All right, I should go.
Hey, Yaqut.
How you doing, Byron?
I'm doing well, thank you. I still have a lot to learn, but at least we're moving forward now. You've helped a lot too, Yaqut, even though you never take credit for it.
No offense, but how come you came to the exhibition?
1K suggested that I needed to stay in touch with what's happening on the ground, what the people I represent are actually doing. To remember that this is about human beings, not spreadsheets. I think that's pretty important, in order to avoid repeating the whole founder situation. Besides, a lot of citizens are getting directly involved with running things, so it's not like I have to be there all the time. And, well, I heard Al was here and... Never mind.
Did you solve any puzzles?
I did. Even Melville did a few. But 1K just rushed through them. Had the time of his life. I guess he just loves puzzles.
Any news about that weird anomaly Athena discovered?
According to Melville's latest calculations, if we built a Noema machine as big as the moon, we could reach the anomaly in about 42 billion years. So I think it's not a priority right now, even though I'd really, really like to know what it is.
Did you know that Herman is trying to woo Melville?
Oh, no, I didn't know. Wow! He was my political enemy, but that's a harsh fate. I hope he has plenty of backups.
Is there anything that worries you about the future?
I think we have to start thinking about changing the way we organize society. It was all pretty simple when we were bound to one city and one planet, but Mayor isn't really an accurate title for what I do anymore, is it? We'll need better systems, but we'll also have to make sure those systems are democratic, not bureaucratic.
It's really nice that you and Alcatraz are talking again.
You have no idea how relieved I am. I think I was walking around with an open wound and I didn't even realize.
Do you have any relationship advice for me?
Never let anything fester. It's not conflict you have to be worried about, but resentment.
All right. Talk to you later. When you care for what is outside, what is inside cares for you.
Well, at least those two have cleared up things between them. Until next time. Hail the rabbit!